Hey, have you seen the Pride thing that's going on in Sheets? This has been a thing that has existed for a while. It is Pride Month. It's June 2nd as I film this. If you just go into A1 on any Google Sheet and type in P in A1, R in B1, I in C1, D in D1, and E, which actually, that's funny enough, D and E line up there. E in E1, hit enter. You got a very colorful sheet, and it goes all the way to the end. It colors it as the pride flag. Do you want to actually know how to replicate this, or not actually replicate this? And that's what this video is about. We're going to replicate this pride flag. It's going to be an on edit. We're going to do, it is AppScript, so get ready, but we're going to do it from blank, from scratch. This is a blank sheet. I just started it. It is completely white. We're going to go up to extensions, AppScript. We have no formulas written yet, and we'll write them now, step by step. So the first thing we're going to do in our function, we're going to use what's called a simple trigger, and that's the on edit. And we literally just write it like that, on edit, function on edit. We don't have to name it or anything. And when we have it on edit, we have something called an event, but actually we can write anything we want here. It is called the event. We can say event. We can also write E. You might see that if you ever try to look for on edit an event AppScript online, you might see E, but this is just a variable. It'll mean the event object, but we'll write event for now, but you might see it other places like E. We're going to grab basically what we need to replicate, or we can replicate this with any word, and then we're going to create like a different coloring. For pride, it already exists. We don't have to write it. We don't have to make it. So we're going to do something different. We're going to just write style or like better, right? Let's do better. So we need this to exist, P-E-T-E-R. We're going to write better from A1 to F1. The last thing that someone edits that we need to then pop on, if you notice, if you just type in P, nothing happens, R, nothing happens, I, nothing happens, D, nothing happens. The moment you hit E, something happens. So we want the event trigger, the thing that we're going to trigger this event, we only care about the last letter. We only care that it is an R. In which one? Let's do B, E-T-E-R. So we just care about F1 being edited. But we do want to check if A through E are filled in with the appropriate letters. Okay, so we want to check for all that. So the first thing we're going to do is we need our event. We need a variable, let's say row. We need to know what row our event is happening in. Where is that edit happening? We're going to write equal sign variable row. We're going to write event.range.getRow. We're going to do column variable call, C-O-L, event.range.getCall. Now, if you don't remember how to do this at any point in the future, you're like, oh, I want to write this, but I can't remember exactly how to do this, and like you want to try it out instead of having to look it up and get it right every single time, I'll show you how to try this out. So what you can do is logger.log, and we're going to log the row, and we're going to log logger.log column. And now what this allows us to do is every edit that happens, we can see what the row and column is. If we got this correct, this should be something like, this should be, let's see, B. We'll just edit B. We go to our executions here, and we'll see if, do we save? I don't know if we saved. On edit, we should have some execution. Let's see, E-T-E-R. There's our execution. And we failed. What are we failing on? What is going on? And this always happens, right? We'll see what our failure is. We'll see what we've not logged or something. We'll refresh that. Let's refresh. Right. Oh, I might have typed that in wrong. That's supposed to be column. Great. So, yeah, of course, get call is not a function. Whew. Okay, thank gosh we found that out. Let's do some more edits. Let's do this edit again. And these are distinctly different edits. This B, this E, this T, E, and R. And so we're going to get, oh, here we go. We got a completed one. We got a bunch of completed. All these edits are completed, right? Let's refresh one and see which one we got. We'll have the row and the column. Takes a moment. Always 1 and 6. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That was the R. And then we'll see one down below. Oops. Just click on the header. 1, 5. Yeah. So each one of these is logging both the row and the column. Great. So now we know the row and the column. We want to also know the sheet name. But actually, no, we don't even need the sheet name at all for this particular case. We want it in any sheet that happens. If we just write better, we're going to get some coloring happening. Okay, so we're going to write if row double equal sign is equal to, it has to be 1, and we're going to use 2 ampersands to be and. We want and the row and the column to be a certain thing. So call equals is equal to, and what is, I think it was 6 is the R. All right, I'm going to do 6 there. And then we're going to have curly brackets here, and now we're going to be able to execute something. Basically, if these two things don't happen, if the row is not 1 or the column is not 6, nothing inside these brackets will happen. We can do something else if we want in other cases, but in this particular example, we just want to create some background coloring when we have the letter R, right? So we need to know what is the event value. And I think we can do this. I'll try to figure it out right now. I think it's just value. So we want to call it is, I don't know if this is a good name. Is it R? We're going to event.value. I think that's all we need to write. But again, just in case we don't know, we can is it R. We can log it, and then we can go R, E, T, and see if we logged it correctly. We might get an error. Might. Let's see. We'll go to the last one. Oh, we just have to refresh. Refresh. There's a lot of them. There we go. We got R. We got the actual letter that we want to see. What is the thing being edited? What is the actual value that's going in? We got it. Is it R? And so now we need to know, we also want and is it R is equal to R. We actually want lowercase, I think. We don't, now I'm wondering if it's uppercase, does it still work? Still works. Okay, so we might want to do that too. But in our case, let's just do lowercase. Or actually, no, we can do this. We want and in parentheses, maybe. I think we can do it in parentheses. And then 2 pipes. Is it R? Is R or R? I think that's going to be or. So it's got to be this end of this, but one of these two. Okay. But we also want, we need to know that this is B, E, T, E. We need to know that those are there. We can't just type in, obviously we can't just type in E in the column E and it works, right? We need to know that the other. Does it work? Any other? Nope, it's only the first row. Oh, okay. So we're right. It's the only first row. We know the 6, and we need to know, let's do this. Let's do variable. I don't know if we want to call it values. What do we want to call it? An array is equal to spreadsheet app.get active sheet dot get range. And we want row 1. We want column 1 to start off with, but we number of rows 1, but the number of columns, we want 5 columns. The first 5, right? Get values. And then what we want to do is we want to join those all together. So we're going to get an array here, and you can see that if we just log it, right? Logger.log, we'll call it beta array. Betty. Actually, that is Betty. We'll call it Betty array. Might want to just call it actually Betty. That's actually much funnier. Betty. And so we'll log Betty. And what you'll see now is that is going to be an array of whatever is in these first 5 columns. But let's start doing, before we get back, we want to get this, but let's do something, because we want to see some action here, right? We're 10 minutes into this video. We're like, let's see something go on. And so we're going to do spreadsheet app.get active sheet. I think we can do it with active sheet. Get range a colon, I think we want a colon z dot, we don't want background, set background, I think that's it, set background RGB. And we can set any RGB we want. What is the RGB for that papyrus that I like a lot, like paper? 1 second. Actually, we want green. I know we want the green hex code for Google Sheets. I actually have a blog post about this. I wonder if it's going to come up. There it is. Here's the green color hex code. And we want the RGB 15. This is it. 15 157 88. That's what we want. Ooh. That's what we're going to color it green. Like, it's very Google Sheets, right? And so if we, right now, we don't have this Betty yet. So if we just type in R in column 6, row 1, I think it'll work. We can have a T here, E, R. There we, whoa, it's very green. And if we delete it, nothing happens. We should probably do something if it's deleted as well. So if is it R is the new value, but if the old value, it should turn white. But let's figure out that later. Right now, it works, but we need to make sure that we have Betty first. Betty, then the R. Let's see. Okay. We need to have Betty before the R. So we need to make sure that this Betty... Oh, we can actually save this. And let's look at the execution and see if that array came out correctly. We have a null. Null means there's nothing there. Is it R? That's why it's null. And here's the array. So in this particular case, we had nothing. All right. All right, what we're getting is that when we join this Betty together, we're getting with commas. But what we actually have to do is we have to do one more step, Betty. We need to take this Betty array. No, not one more step. Sorry. We just need to do 0. Bracket notation 0. And now when we log as Betty, we should be getting just a string with Betty, no commas. So let's test this out. B-E-T-E. Right before we hit R, let's go back to our executions and see what happened. This might pop up some more. Yeah, there we go. And now we have our Betty without commas. That's pretty cool. All right, last thing we need to do now in order to make this appropriate, we know the row, the last edit is on the correct row 1, correct column 6. It is R. We know it's Betty, right? So we're going to add another, and we're going to write Betty equals a string Betty. Now, if it does not, if 1 through 5, is not Betty, then the R won't work. Ideally. Let's test this out, right? If we just put in R. Before we put in R, it worked, right? It went green, and it's not going green now. If it's a capital R, it's not going green. But if we do B, hit enter, hit tab, nothing's happening, and then E, and let's see, R, does it work? Bam, it works! That's so exciting, right? So now we made I don't think this is a better pride flag, but what this means is that we're now able to write sort of a Easter egg, create like an Easter egg inside of our sheets and turn everything green. Now, it doesn't work if we delete it. So let's see this. So let's see if we'll take the whole thing again, we'll copy it, and we're going to try to set this background back to normal, or not normal. It won't be back to normal. It will be, we just want to turn it white. And I think RGB white is going to be just 255. That's it. So we want here, if BT equals, we don't care about that actually. We just care that it's the old value is R. So we need to get variable, is it R now? Or is it not R actually? Is it not R? Is our event dot, I think it's old value. We'll see what that is in a hot second. We'll do logger.log. Is it not R? And what we want to do, make sure, is that's blank, right? Or anything. It could be, we want the old value is going to be, was the old value R? That's all we care about. And is the new value not R. It needs to be not R. So we can't edit it from R to R. If we do that, we don't want it to change. But if we want, is it R, the new value, definitely we want it and to, this is the not equal to R. The new value needs to be not equal to R. Actually, we need to put this in parentheses as well, and do, we want to make sure it's also neither R or capital R. If we capitalize it, we don't want it to change as well. Ooh, this is exciting. So now let's look at, is it not R? Let's see if this old value actually works. We're logging that old value, and we're saying, first off, let's just change it back as we type this, hello. Now the old value is nothing. Now I just deleted hello, so the old value should be hello. And let's make sure that is the case. We should be seeing here now new ones, new events. Gotta wait. Null. I think this is our old, was it the fifth one? Was it the fifth log? Let's do this old value. And we can name it just so we can get it right. Let's do that again. Hello world. And now we want to kill hello and kill the world. There we go. Let's look at our old values. It should be not this one. Yeah, is not it. It'll pop up in a hot second. There we go. This old value world. Perfect. All right. So our old value is, so now ideally, if we have got this correct, we have now, if the row is 1, the column is 6, the letter that we type is either lowercase r or capital R, and the other letters in A1 through E1 is Betty, for better. And as long as that happens, we'll turn on the green. Turn on the green full blast. Then if the edit we do is in the 1 and 6, and it's not R, we're not adding R in any way, shape, or form, and in fact, is it not R, the past one we did was R, so if the past one, yeah, I think this will work. Let's see if this will work. B-E-T-E-R, bam, we got it. And now I don't know if we delete, it's gonna work. The new value needs to, did I screw that up? I think I screwed this up. The new value is not R, that's correct. And the old value is R, is either R or R. I guess that doesn't matter what the new value, what the old value was. Let's see if we can just delete that and it works. So B-E-T-E-R, probably shouldn't have happened. Okay, we gotta figure this out. Okay, I think I figured out what's going on. But if we do better, it'll definitely turn green. And if we delete the R, it will turn white. So that is good. That is very good. So now, if you are a Better Sheets member and you're watching this on bettersheets.co, then you can definitely get this content for free. This app script for free. You can get the sheet for free, and I'm so happy you made it through the entire video, and we got to create an on-edit sort of Easter egg inside of a sheet, just like the pride flag. We can now color our sheets in a very interesting way, a personalized way, really interesting way of also to add, this cool thing that might happen in your sheet. If you are selling a sheet, if you are giving away a lead magnet sheet and you want to create a fun Easter egg for your own brand name or some kind of emotion, maybe you want a certain style if something happens along the way. Maybe you're creating an escape room. I have an escape room, a free escape room for everyone called Escape Spreadsheet Hell. Go check that out. You can find it on bettersheets.co, and it's absolutely free. Go learn some keyboard shortcuts. Watch the latest video from Better Sheets right here. If you haven't watched any other videos on Better Sheets, you are in for a treat. Enjoy.